Third and long. It's Ryan. Flush to his right. And this is going to be incomplete. Kyle Fuller there defensively.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere. Forced him to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Bears offense now heading back out onto the field. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 21. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And now he'll tuck it and run. And he goes out of bounds just shy of 45. 23 yards on the tuck and run. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball in the coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at about the 43. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here's Trubisky to throw. On the left side, a catch by White. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 4th down. Trubisky and the troops staying out there. They will go for it. Fourth down. Here's Trubisky. And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. So out come the Falcons now. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. Freeman again, a first down carry. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
On second down, here's Ryan. And he hits his running back, Tevin Coleman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Second and 10 now. Ryan. Escaping the pressure right. And it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but if the other team doesn't get it, that's a huge difference.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Khalil Mack. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line.
18.
From the gun, it's Trubisky. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 40. He got 29 yards that time.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Gotta go.
And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for first. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down.
Red, top.
They'll indeed go for it with Trubisky. Throw left side complete. It's White. 4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field.
As a defender, I always found the slant route extremely difficult to cover unless you're able to jump on top of it early, because once he gets his hands on the ball, he's at full speed going away from you.
It all happens in the blink of an eye, doesn't it?
It really does. The timing is so important. That ball's got to be out of the hands of the quarterback and to the receiver like that. And if it is, you often get a very successful play.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Let's go. We're on the ball after this.
On 2nd down, Trubisky. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. Trubisky to Gabriel there for a Bears 1st down.
Let's go.
They go play action here on first down. Flushed out right. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. A first trip to the red zone for the Bears. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15.
Hey, gotta go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
It's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 12 yards that time for number 12 as they move the chains.
Let's go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Jordan Howard, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Bears can grab the lead with the extra point. Parkey with the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again. What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah, I think that. I think that not only did he say that, but he also told them, let's put it in the end zone that it's supposed to be in, all right? The end zone we're trying to score. I know we're being a little bit facetious here, but the bottom line is take care of the football, and everything else should flow from there.
Quick lesson, never ask the play-by-play guy a question.
Hey, you're my partner. I know you're right there with me.
Complete to Jones. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. A minute 57 to go in this first half. We're back to Soldier Field following this short break.
Let's go.
This is Coleman. Finding some room. The ball comes out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy. Sammy sideline, and use him well.
Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run. Big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
They run. Devontae Freeman. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Sam Acho there for the stop. On second down, Ryan steps away to his left. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard.
Let's go.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
22.
And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Now Ryan on second down. Swings it out to the flat for Freeman. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on second and goal? On the keeper, here's Ryan. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Matt Ryan taking it in. And the Falcons are in for 6.
And while that touchdown does not give them an insurmountable lead, it's still a lead, and that always feels good to a team.
They'd love to take that into the lockers, but a little time left on that clock, so some work to do.
I like that. I like how you're guarding against a letdown there.
Already looking forward.
Coaching them up from right up here in the booth.
Here's Bosher to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. The Bears offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision.
He's got a man complete. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll throw on first down with Trubisky. He's going to fire one deep over the... And this is caught. It's White for a Bears touchdown. Kevin White, 31 yards. And the Bears can grab the lead with the extra point. Parkey adds the extra point, and that will give them the lead here as we get on towards halftime. Here's Parkey now, set to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. Here are the Falcons as their offense heads back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
The drive will start with a carry by Devontae Freeman. He finds an opening past the 40. And finally taken down at the 44-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. On first down, Ryan. He's going to look deep. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
Lock in, lock in.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. So we come upon halftime here at Soldier Field with the Bears out in front. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you termed that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Duke Riley coming hard from that linebacker spot. He drops him for a loss of 11. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Trubisky to throw. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Trubisky will throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Tech McKinley in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And taken right at the 35. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because
no, tell me.
That's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Again, they'll run with Freeman, and he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
22!
Coleman now. And he stopped immediately there. The former Giant, Prince Amukamara, on the stop. Wasn't able to get anything, no gain. Fumbled once already. Maybe he's being a little careful. Not necessarily on that play, but I'm sure that's in his mind somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt, because protecting the football is job one for anyone who's carrying it. And that's exactly what he tried to do on that play, but it didn't gain him any yardage.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now after the offsides penalty. After the penalty, here's Freeman. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman taking it in from 14 yards out. And the Falcons are in for 6. Dan Quinn's told his offense, let's try and get 2 more. They'll try and run with Freeman. And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful. Here's Bosher to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now it's Trubisky. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Now it's Trubisky. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Go.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A really good pickup of 28 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 11 more on that one, and another first down. Trubisky now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. On the handoff, this is Howard. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
Well, so much for him being bottled up throughout the day. Finally finds a way to break through and get a really nice gain. The defense had felt great about what they had going. Now they've got to turn their attention to getting it back in that direction. Can they bottle him up again? Because I'd say after that run, confidence is pretty high for them.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a first down. Trubisky now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
All right, Brandon. Normally when you hear about guys making 2 interceptions in the game, you're thinking must be a free safety, maybe a corner. How about getting 2 picks out of one of your linebackers? Again, he's just in the right place at the right time, and that's another great play to come away with the football.
Ryan and the Falcons now come up 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now Ryan on first down. Looking downfield for Jones. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
And this time he's going backwards. So after the no gain on the last attempt, here they get him behind the line. Now Ryan. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. The 13 yards that time and a first. Back now at Soldier Field. Another carry for the workhorse tonight, Freeman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. A 20th carry now for Devontae Freeman. Freeman with a fast feet, and this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 11, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1.
Left. 39.
Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done. This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game. Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal doesn't necessarily need a touchdown. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now Trubisky. He'll leave it for Cohen, complete. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll make it 2nd down. From midfield now, here's Trubisky. Middle of the field, it's Robinson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now Trubisky on 1st down. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Brian Poole. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games. And now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. Quick slant there, gets him the first down, 6 yards on the play.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there, keeps the sticks moving.
And off his back foot, he'll heave this one deep. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
I know exactly why he tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
22! Ready to go!
Ryan on the handoff. It's Freeman. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. Ryan. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. And that'll bring up 4th down. Eddie Goldman in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is taken around the 12. Very good return that time. 18 yards, and the Bears take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Definitely desperation time. This just looks like, hey, throw it down there, hope that your guy can make a play.
You want him to make a play, but if not, maybe you get a pass interference call, and you know in the NFL, that's a spot foul. You get all that yardage. That would be a big play.
And he comes back with one complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a first down. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Robert Alford. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
Now it's Freeman. Room to run past midfield. And a nice carry there of 15 yards.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Oh, no, he lost the football.
Get up! 11.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
On 3rd down, it's Coleman. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. And Bryant's kick is good. and that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of... And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. Finding Gabriel complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And they pick up 25 as they convert on 3rd. Out of the gun, Trubisky. And his throw is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Now a desperation throw, and this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Robert Alford, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Oh, look at this. Ryan's going to throw it. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that is caught one-handed. Oh, my, he pulled it in. It's a big play there for Atlanta. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Get up!
Now a handoff. It's Freeman. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. Here it's 3rd and 2. A fake to Freeman. Now it's Ryan. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Danny Trevathan. And nothing there on the return. They've got the football, but they'll have to start this drive at their own 4-yard line. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a